Hello, my name is Michael Glenn, and in this episode of the Dojo Show, we're doing the Kata Ryokote. Ryokote, you're striking both of your attacker's kote to knock the bow free from his grip, and then you give him a beat down. But first, with the first strike, you're going to knock the bow loose, and he's going to lose his grip. I want to continue with our Ihan Sabaki Gata doing the Kata Ryokote. In this kata, he starts out in seigan, and I'm in chudan here. Okay, so he kind of presses in towards me. Maybe I bait him by shortening my chudan. Right? Let's go again. So Soke talks about using chudan here to sort of control distance. Right? You can keep him away, or you can sort of bait him like this. Right? But either way, it's sort of deceiving to his eye and his mind. So from here, he comes in, I come out and strike to the hands, okay? The next is to the head, groin, and leg, okay? These are the steps in this kata. Let's go again. So chudan, hands, okay? Head, groin, leg, okay? Four basic steps. So back here, both kote, right? Here to the head, here to the groin, and then to the back leg. So chudan, he sort of presses in on me a little bit. I back out, strike the hands. Okay. Then I'm into the head here, groin, leg. Okay. Sorry about that. When you're really doing these, they have an effect, right? And so a lot of times when I demo, I don't really do them because it's too intense. But if you have somebody who has good ukemi with you, you can press it a little more, and then they try to take ukemi, right?
Where's that guy?
Yeah, right. Where is that guy? But it's hard. Bojutsu against bone, right? It really hurts. And so even if you're good with ukemi, that can be a challenge. So you guys understand what's happening here? On you or somebody else? Okay, let's do a different angle. A little bit that way. There we go. So diagonal back to the left, into the head, groin, legs. Okay. 4 steps. All right, try this out, please. So here I'm striking up into kote to get both kote, right? One more time. So double kote, striking to the head. Here is groin. This one is to the bottom, the left foot.
I'd like to kind of see what goes on because he's been curious about it, and I'm not very good at explaining things.
I'm sorry, did you have a question?
I think he's going to go over this.
Okay, well, let's look at it again. So from chudan here, right? Chudan is tucked under the arm like this, right? And some in basic Bojutsu, you can do it with this hand like this. I usually do the Yari Jitsu version, which is the hand like this. Okay, that's just me. I like that kamae. So it starts there. So as he advances here with his thrust, I'm stepping out at this angle, and then this comes up into the hands. Okay. So it's kind of backwards 45 to the left.
Okay.
All right. The name of this kata, if he comes in, I'm here, right? The name is Ryokote. So 2 kote. I'm hitting both. Ryo means 2 or double, right? So I'm hitting both kote. That's the name of the kata, right? Does that help?
Yeah.
Or do you need?
I was getting on the last 2 strikes.
Okay, let's go some more. Maybe here. So he approaches, I hit both kote here. Okay. I'm hitting to the head here. This is into the groin. Okay. And then from there you're going for that back leg. So you want to hit his left leg. That's in the densho, that's what it says. All right. So as James comes in there and I evade backwards, this kamae might look familiar to you. You see it in Bojutsu. It's sometimes done this way. Do you guys, anybody know the name of it? Heito, yeah. So a lot of times people misunderstand kamae. Like they'll learn a kamae like jodan or something, and they'll think that they're supposed to start their fight in that pose. That's not really what kamae are. Kamae are transitional moments in your movement. All right. So in a fight, as the fight starts going, I might end up in heito. Yeah, this is different from gedan. Okay. So you know, during the exchange, as we're moving, I might end up in heito, but I would never start a fight by like, come on, you know, like from heito. It doesn't make any sense, right? It takes too long for me to get back around. Okay. But in motion, it makes sense. So even chudan here, you might be more likely to start in this kamae to keep him away, but it's more likely that it'll be as he's approaching you, yeah, you just assume chudan to keep him away, right? So kamae are not static poses, and a lot of people misunderstand that about them, okay? Yeah, they're moments, right? So here, he comes in, I step back. I'm in this heito kamae briefly. Okay, don't really exaggerate it too much. It's very brief. Okay, and then you hit up into kote. Let's go again. So, okay. So that time I was a bit more sideways because I didn't want to injure him. That strike to kote, if you do it well, could disarm him. So he's coming in here. Right, you see how that blow to the arms makes him want to drop the sword. Head, groin, left leg. You see how I took the arms with me too that time. So he's approaching, right? It hurts. So if you're on the receiving end of that, take some kind of ukemi, right? Don't just stand like a statue because it'll hurt. Both, okay. So if Bill is not a statue, right? Bill. Yeah. So if you're not a statue, you're either your hands are probably gonna draw back, or you might drop your sword. It just depends on how your body reacts to that strike, right? Obviously, in a real fight, you don't want to let go of your sword, so you may not drop it. But if the guy hits you hard enough, you might not have a choice. Right? So here, bam, right? And this is top of the head. Okay, does that make sense, you guys? So that first strike, getting the angle and the double kote strike is important. Okay, it can be at different points on the arm. If you're going closer, you're up above the elbow, or it can be down by the wrists or the hands. And I think I got his knuckles that first time. If the guy's kamae is lower, you're going to get hands. If it's out more, you're going to get arm, right? So get that first part right, and then we'll look at the next piece. I want to show Bill something about this because he's a bit of a statue there. No, it's for your sake. So as I approach and Jesse comes in here, right? I want to take ukemi, like to protect myself.
Okay.
If
I thought you were showing a technique, so I just held it there.
You don't have to drop it, like,
okay.
And probably in a real fight you wouldn't want to, right? So instead of dropping it, I could be like this, right? Just to protect my own hands. Because if I'm like this trying to tough it out, it hurts. Right?
No, I just held it there because I thought you were just
no.
on the bow.
No, that's cool.
Okay, perfect.
I'm just trying to help your knuckles.
Oh, that's perfect. I have a good doctor with some good bills. Thank you. I didn't know I could do that. I thought you were just doing it.
Yeah, so, you know, sometimes in the Bujinkan there's a little bit of acting on the uke's part, right? And it's not that you're taking a fall for your opponent.
Okay.
It's more protecting yourself. So as he hits my arms, I'm going to bring him up, right? So that they don't get broken.
Well, a lot of Bujinkan dojos don't train to hit and even tap, you know, and so that's a big part. So for years, nobody would ever even come close to hitting it.
Yeah, and that's a huge mistake because
It's a big mistake.
you don't learn anything that way.
Right.
You learn the wrong distance. You don't learn what happens if you actually get hit or you hit somebody. So I think you have to make contact. It can be controlled contact, right? So as Jesse's going here, right, he's controlling this. So he's hitting me here, but I'm letting my body go with that. So then he does whatever's next. And again, I let my body go with it, right? Just to protect myself, you know. And that way, if that blow came into the head really hard, I'm going with it instead of resisting it. And if it kept coming, I would roll, you know. If he didn't have any control and he was just wailing on it, you know. Yeah, wear your helmet. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so you have two choices there. You can let the sword go or you can come up.
Okay.
Whatever feels most natural.
Perfect.
So Jesse, that first one is not 2 steps, right? So I'm here, I step 1 step and strike. Okay, I stepped a little far that time, but so it's 1 step, strike. It's not 2.
That's why I was ending up behind you.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it looked like you were adding an extra step. Yeah, so make sure your first step is diagonal.
Diagonal that way?
Diagonal with your left foot. Yeah. Looked like you took 2 steps at the beginning too.
All right.
Yeah. So it's just here 1 step with the left foot.
I'll back. Okay, I'll back.
Yeah, the beginning part, just 1 step with the left foot. Okay, so let's talk about the next strike since everybody keeps asking about it. James there is good. So here, right, he comes in. I'm back with this left foot. Here, I'm going to switch my grip from underhand to overhand. Okay, and I slide down right to the top of his head. So if he doesn't move from right there, I'm going right to the top of his head, the crown of his head, basically. Okay. So tento uchi, basically. Yeah. So the crown of the head. One more time. Maybe we'll switch angles. So I'm here first to the hands, right to the crown of the head. You see this distance? It puts me really close. Okay. But this strike, if done well, can be the end of him right there, right? If you really hit somebody with a bow like that on the crown of the head, they're probably going to drop, right? It's coming in really strong. It's here. So it's with my whole body to the top of the head. One more time. So I did it on his shoulder there to show you guys, but you see how strong it can be, right? We can't really practice it for real because it's too dangerous. But you're here, bam, to the top of the head. That might be enough to finish it, right? Unless he's wearing a helmet.
Oh,
A sword's even worse. Oh, fancy. Now we're talking.
nice roll.
Now some ukemi's happening finally. Bam, right there. So now I'm going to the groin here, but I keep my bow between me and his sword. Okay. I doubt he'll be doing much with it anyway, but even if he did swing back to me, my bow is here. Okay. Does that make sense, Jesse? So, yeah, the sword is, my bow is between me and the sword. He probably won't be able to do much there, but even if he did, it's between us. Okay. So let's talk about that third strike. So we just talked about the first two. Let's talk about the third one. So I'm here, I go to kote, I go to the head. And if you are sketchy about being here because of his sword, you can back out with that, right? And take a longer range and still strike the groin, right? One more time over there. So if I don't like this range, this close range, I can back out. And then I can come here to the leg. You were slow, man. See how far I am? And then this could come around. So if you need to, you can really increase the range. Maybe we should do one to the side so the camera can see that range. Just straight on. So I'm back. I'm close. Far. This is really far. Okay. So I'm. If I don't like being close to him for some reason, maybe he's better than I am, or maybe my strikes aren't having the effect I want them to have, I increase my range again. Yeah, sometimes you can hit somebody and they don't move, right? And then you know you have a problem, so you get back out. Yeah.
I know it has something to do with me sinking here.
Hey James, increase the distance on the gedan strike.
Oh, you wanted that?
Well, yeah, explore that. So here, right? I'm here. I come in. Now I'm back out. Okay, and then here I can stay way out. Even if his sword is there, right? You blow through it. Blow through it into the legs, right?
Protecting left knee.
I thought you were saying it.
We're gonna look at one I've seen Sensei do, Hatsumi Sensei. So over here, please. So I'm out like this, right? I come in here on this groin strike. I'm gonna snap it through here and then come through from low. Okay. So as I come in here, I sweep this low. I take a knee. Okay, that allows me to control him as he comes down. You guys can't see that, but I was pinching his skin with my toe. So this snaps through here, and then this strike comes low. Okay? So I'm going to go under his sword. Head here, groin. Here you take a knee. Okay? This allows you to control him here. Okay? See how I've put that there? From my chudan, I receive, I strike in, that snaps into the groin, and then from here I'm going to take a knee. Okay, you see how that makes him have to go, right? You're basically taking both legs. Oh yeah, sure. That's groin. Here you could even take arm, right? If his arms are in the way, you can take the arms. Okay? So I'm striking here to kote, double kote. Coming in here, striking to the groin, taking a knee. Okay, this allows this hand to grab things or pick up weapons. One-hander. So if that happens like that, then you have this kind of control, right? So I've got the legs trapped. Yeah. Striking here, coming down. See how this hand can now access things, right? This hand is free to grab a hold of things or strike, pull weapons from him. Hey, it works.
I thought it was the camera. That was going to make it worse or better.
I think you stepped on the wrong leg on that.
Yeah, I think I did.
Yeah,
See one time?
sure. Here, here. So my left leg is forward,
Yep.
right? That's into gedan. Here I step.
Left foot really doesn't move.
Yeah, you just drop down. I was trying to be nice to his knees, so I didn't really wail into it, but you guys got the idea, I think. Hey Jesse, if you want to affect his stance more, there's a trick there. Over here, please. Over there, please.
You got it.
Thank you. So I'm back here into the head. That's into the groin there, right? You do it two-handed if you need to. And then this one, you want to be close. See how close I am? Because this allows me to pull him down this way. Yeah, you might want to keep control like this. Right?
I was falling on my sword.
So when you're striking to the leg here, you're close enough that you can shuto, you can grab things, you can take his weapon. Yeah, so you have that kind of distance. If you're out too far, you can't do it, right? Hey, so Bill, like on that drop,
Yeah.
let me show you. So Jesse, so here, strike. There's the groin on this drop. Shuto.
Ah.
Yeah. See how I shuto the back of the head?
Okay.
There's a shoot though in there?
You can. It's just a suggestion for him because of his position. It made sense to shuto. Yeah, Bill. You feel it?
Oh, yeah.
So here, I'm punching this into the shoulder here, right? Then I kick that into the groin. Let him roll over there. And I've got his arm really locked up here. So when I first do my strike here, this is a place you can connect. Okay? We've been playing a lot with this e-hand stuff lately. And when you're doing e-hand sabaki, you want to keep a connection to your opponent at different parts during the kata, right? So here, this is a place that can connect, right? So he's already pretty much released his weapon. Okay? So if the strike doesn't get him, the entrance will, right? So here, you've connected. There's your strike here. Instead of the head, it's into the armpit. There's the groin, right? And then you can finish him as he's rolling away, right? So I'm punching this into his arm here, kicking that into the groin. This bow is here up against the back of his arm, and that allows me to take the sword away. All right? See where I've connected here? Strike. Groin up in here. Knee. All right? He fell a little early for me to get the knee. One more time. So I drive through here, strike up into the armpit. This goes up into the groin. Okay? I can just keep control over this. I've got a very good emote here, which you guys probably can't see, but It's trapped by my own bow.
Wow.
Right? If I keep twisting that or I apply pressure with this bow, it's going to really start to hurt. So here I'm punching into his arm here, kicking that up into the groin. See the bow up against the back of his arm here? And on his face. So here, I just float to connect to his kote. This strikes. So before we were doing a head strike, so now I'm striking into the arm. And this floats up into the groin. Yeah. So here it's pretty easy for me to take his sword. He can't hardly hang on anymore. You guys understand? You okay? That kind of connection in the space is very, very important. So you're not just striking with the bow, you're connecting to your opponent. And through that connection, that's how you destroy him. Okay? So punch this into the arm, okay? This would probably make him drop his sword. Then I kick into the groin there. If that bow drops like that, that's okay. You've got his sword. Okay? Here. So I float here. Right? So depending on how the person falls, you pick this up in different ways, yeah? So he fell differently than James, so I just keep this here. But he doesn't have his sword anymore, yeah? It's just here. So if I want to kill him, I can drive that in. One more, Bill. It's awkward, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
So I float in here, strike the elbow, which makes him want to let go. Okay. So I let him come down here and control this stuff. He wants to punch me, but he can't quite reach.
Love that.
Well done. So here I'm striking in here. When I pick up this elbow here, kick that into the groin. You guys have all seen this stuff before, right? So you, instead of just trying to put this one-handed into the groin, you kick it up into the groin. Okay, over here, James. So here I've picked up his hand. The stick is right here in front of his kinteki, right? So, and it's in there. I can let this roll. This emote right here really takes care of that sword. Okay. You guys understand? Yeah, so if your bow is there, you can just kick it into the groin. Yeah, that's the idea.